FBI Director Comey stated, and I quote, "We found no evidence that any of the additional work-related emails were intentionally deleted in an effort to conceal them." End of quote. He went on to say, and I quote, "We did not find any evidence of evil intent, an intent to obstruct justice." Now, that's the FBI.
Orwell, I'm recording this. Can you please?
A man who was applauded by the Republicans as one of the most honorable public servants that ever existed. So he went on and he emphasized in a memo to staff just last week, and I quote,
Representative Cummins.
End of quote. Of course, the Republicans did not like the answers that the FBI director gave. So they simply
This is important to hear.
This entire hearing is a contrived campaign photo op. Here is the playbook the Republicans are using. Step 1. Publicly accuse the witnesses of criminal activity, no matter how ludicrous, and then refer them to the U.S. Attorney's Office for criminal investigation. That's step 1. Step 2. The next day, invite these same witnesses to an emergency hearing on those criminal accusations, and then rush to issue a flurry of unilateral subpoenas demanding that they testify. No debate, no vote. Step 3. Express false outrage when these witnesses, this is the playbook, express false outrage when these witnesses who you just accused of criminal activity take advice from their counsel to assert their Fifth Amendment right not to testify. There you have it. Press the,
I don't believe that.
Please.
That is
You
what
see that about
happened
us?
to Mr. Cabetta.
Turn it off.
Despite the fact that a team of career law enforcement agents at the FBI just unanimously recommended against bringing any criminal charges in this case. Keep in mind that Director Comey said that this was an all-star group of FBI agents. An all-star group of FBI agents said unanimously that these gentlemen should not be charged. Then there's Brian.
These will be real.
The IT specialist worked on Secretary Clinton's email system. Mr. Fabiano has already been interviewed by the FBI.
Oh, God.
And the FBI provided us with the results of his interview. But Republicans disagree with the FBI's conclusion. So here we are. Mr. Fabiano has already asserted his Fifth Amendment rights before this Congress. He did this when Chairman Gowdy issued his own unilateral subpoena to force him to appear before the Benghazi Committee on the same issue. Or as I said, as the ranking member on that select committee. Obviously, Mr. Fabiano was concerned about the criminal accusations that Republicans were making, so his attorney advised him to assert the Fifth Amendment. There's no legitimate reason for Republicans to force Mr. Fabiano to appear yet again before Congress just to assert his Fifth Amendment rights one more time. How many times will Republicans do this? Will they force him to take the Fifth in front of the Science Committee next? How about the Homeland Security or Intelligence Committee? Should we have them go to those committees too? This is an absolute abuse of authority. Now, Chairman Gowdy and I disagree about many things, but I give him full credit for one thing that he did. At least when he subpoenaed Mr. Fagliano, he did it in a private session. He did not force Mr. Fagliano to assert the fifth in public just to humiliate him, and I respect Mr. Gowdy for that. Let me say this as plain as I can. If this committee's goal were just to get Mr. Fagliano or other witnesses on the record asserting their Fifth Amendment rights, we can do that easily in a private session, just like Mr. Gowdy did with Mr. Fagliano a year ago. There's no legitimate reason to force Mr. Fagliano or the other witnesses who were subpoenaed for this hearing to assert the fifth in open session. There's only an illegitimate reason to get a photo op that Republicans think could harm Secretary Clinton's presidential campaign.
Oh.
Finally,
I wish you could be still.
some may argue that Mr. Fagliano
Turn it off,
better.
No.
No, you will.
I'm not supposed to have no emotion with the TV.
David, y'all get emotion. No, we're not going to build yourself up.
Scandalous.
No, you're going to control it.
Work their salt.
Can you have my coffee cup?
No, you can get it.
Testified before a congressional committee whose chairman just sent another referral for criminal prosecution. No matter how frivolous the accusations are, it's just not going to do it. Pursuing these kinds of blatantly political attacks undermines the integrity of our committee, the congressional process, and the constitutional rights that are supposed to protect our citizens against unsubstantiated accusations just like these.
But there aren't.
So with that, Mr. Chairman, I yield back and I thank you.
Well, the record open for 5 legislative days for any members who'd like to submit a written statement. I'd also ask unanimous consent to allow Lamar Smith, the chairman of Science, Space, and Technology Committee, to join our committee and would be happy to also entertain a request for a UC from the Democratic side if they would like to join us as well. Without objection, so ordered to allow Mr. Smith to join us then. We now like to recognize our witnesses. Due to the absence
Well, you need to take care of that. But you keep it in your hands, my please.
let the record reflect that Mr. Pagliano is not present at the witness table. The committee invited Mr. Pagliano to testify at the hearing by letter dated September 7th, 2016. Mr. Pagliano informed the committee
It's fabulous. We're sad. We're sad on the other side. Get this chair and sit in it. Or whichever.
September 8th, 2016, the committee subpoenaed Mr. Pagliano's attorney, and the subpoena required his presence here today. Mr. Pagliano is uniquely qualified to provide testimony that will help the committee better understand Secretary Clinton's use of a private email server during her tenure as Secretary at the State Department, among other things. The committee invited him to appear with the expectation that his testimony will advance the committee's investigation, which seeks further information about the setup and management of Secretary Clinton's account and other technical aspects of the account. I take my responsibility as the committee chairman seriously, especially the decision to issue a subpoena. It's a serious matter. Mr. Pagliano has chosen to evade a subpoena duly issued by the committee of the United States House of Representatives. I will consult with counsel and my colleagues on the committee to consider a full range of options available to address Mr. Pagliano's failure to appear. It is vital to hear from us because it's our understanding that while Mr. Pagliano worked in the IT department at the State Department for nearly 4 years, virtually every single email Mr. Pagliano had has suddenly disappeared. There's something like less than 20 emails. This is a guy who worked in the IT department at the State Department. Hashtag things that make you go.
Can you hear this?
Really?
Oh, give me the remote, please, baby. I'm not asking you, David. David, I'm not asking you.
His financial forms. We'd like to give him an opportunity to answer that question. We also believe that he entered into a unity agreement. You'd think somebody would sing like a songbird if you got it. What are you afraid of? You wanted to hear from him. That's why why we issued a subpoena. There are a number of things we'd like to ask him. When you are served a subpoena from the United States Congress, it is not optional. That is not
You
optional.
must present
It's not here
yourself.
today.
Chairman,
Mr. Cummings.
thank you very much, Chairman. Last night,
Yeah,
let's make sure we have a complete picture here. Last night,
He didn't go.
Senate, none other than
Now listen to him.
said
This
that our
is
committee might go into executive
Cummings.
session to accept his Fifth Amendment
No,
discussion.
I did not say that.
Well, what did you say?
I want this committee to be open and transparent. We do things as everything we can possibly do out in the open. That is the American way. That's the way this committee is going to be run.
Chairman, it's my
Transparency.
understanding that Mr. Pagliano, his lawyers sent a letter saying that they felt that this was an abusive process and nothing but to embarrass him. And he said that if he wanted to go into executive session and give him immunity, he'd be happy to appear. I just want the committee to have the full breadth of what happened here. He said he'd be happy to appear. And so is there, so I take it that the consultation that you're going to do is going to go into whether or not we're going to give an immunity, whether we're going to have an executive session, and when might we expect that decision?
Well, he made the decision not to be here, and there are consequences for that. Okay, this is again the integrity of the House of Representatives. This is not an optional activity. You don't just get to say, "Hey, well, you know, I decided not to do that." So we'll look at the full range of options. But if anybody's under any illusion that I'm going to let go of this and just let it sail off into the sunset, they are very ill-advised.
Chairman Young,
Yes.
I'm looking at your letter dated September 12, 2016 to Mark J. McDougall. And you say here in this letter said, and I quote, "The committee requires Mr. Pagliano's appearance because, among other reasons, the possibility that he will waive or choose not to assert the privilege as to some or all questions, the possibility that the committee will agree to hear his testimony in executive session, and the possibility that the committee will immunize his testimony pursuant to 18 U.S.C. Section 6005. That's what I was inquiring about, Jim. And that's your letter.
To clarify,
Yeah.
it requires his presence to have those types of discussions. So when he doesn't show up, that option is off the table. You have to be
It's
here
very
to
simple.
have that discussion.
It's remedial.
Chairman, just a point of
I lost it in dimension.
you said that it is not an option for the witness who's refused to testify. He was duly presented and served with a subpoena from this committee. Is that correct?
Yes.
And one of the options would be possible contempt of Congress among the options that we have available. And at what point would that be appropriate to consider the options in a future hearing or a request to the chair?
We will consider all
Shut
options.
up, Orwell. She just had an episode.
With this hearing, give them the three witnesses that are here.
Oh.
And they are here, and rather than unduly delay the rest of this hearing, dealing with Mr. Pagliano, we'll complete this hearing and then look at the options.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
We're going to stay with this, but we want to hop over for a moment and listen to Mike Pence, the vice presidential candidate. Paul Ryan speaking now on Capitol Hill. Let's listen.
Unity, Mr. Ryan.
Going to be the next Vice President of the United States, Mike Pence, join us today. Our members were excited to have him. We feel the wind at our backs, and we're excited about getting
The wind that's God in your back.
Go to better.gop, and you can see just in fact what we have in
Better
store for solving this country's
Better
problems with our partners.
I'm burning
And with
this
that, I'd like to introduce Mike Pence.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you so much
And he
for
knows
this whole
what's
leadership
good.
team.
He crazy and he knows what's good. He knows what's good.
To be back.
It's more to say than you.
To live out every day the dedication to this nation is truly inspiring. I'm grateful for the hospitality. It was, for me, an emotional return to a group of men and women that I served with for 12 years and have so admired. I know Donald Trump and I are so grateful for the support that we're receiving from this, not just this leadership team, but members all across this country who are rallying to the cause to make America great again, and to be to be at the House Republican Conference today. It was a great privilege. I particularly want to express my appreciation to Speaker Paul Ryan. His development of the Better Way agenda.
I love shotguns. I hate them.
Donald Trump's vision to make America great again. The American people should be
about
that 56 days from now,
David.
we can elect
Wrong. What's
and
wrong?
re-elect majorities in
wrong?
the House and Senate that
Let's
will
do
be
it.
ready on day one to restore American strength at home and abroad. The House commitment to and plans to rebuild our military, reduce taxes, end the war on American energy, roll back job-killing regulations, repeal Obamacare, and support the kinds of
I want to be rich enough to have one person just give me shotguns
represents an extraordinary start.
and brush Oslo and patches.
7.5 years of the leadership of Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton during her years as Secretary of State have weakened America's place in the world and stifled America's economy. And with the strong leadership that Donald Trump will bring to the White House, with our strong partners in the House and in the Senate, leaders and members of which I'll be meeting with later today, we're very confident that we can bring real change in real time to the American people. And I leave here today with a grateful heart to be among my friends and those men and women that I hope and pray we have the opportunity to work together to make this country great again. Hey, Dad, we don't do it that way. We don't do it that way. Go ahead.
Right.
Amen. No, they're gonna do it the protocol. We must defend
Well, let me say first and foremost,
our leaders. We must.
I think millions of Americans were shocked and sad to see Hillary Clinton.
Oh my God. I cannot. You keep showing it over and over again. Let it down. Where the fuck are you? Shh.
Before wealthy donors in New York City on Friday night. She said that at the time, half of the people supporting Donald Trump and I were irredeemable, were not American. And frankly, I've never heard a major party candidate in the United States speak about the American people with such contempt.
Yes, I have. Hello, Mitt Romney.
I'm campaigning with Donald Trump and for Donald Trump. And what Hillary Clinton apparently is that the people who are supporting this campaign are hardworking Americans who come out to our rallies, come out to our town halls, who stop us in diners, who visit with us at meetings, at factories. They're people that work with their hands. They're people that run businesses. They're veterans, members of the armed forces. They're law enforcement officers, moms and dads and farmers. For Hillary Clinton to express such disdain for millions of Americans, I think it's one more reason that disqualifies her to serve in the highest office in the land. Anyone who has that low an opinion of the American people should never serve as President of the United States of America. As I said this weekend, I'll say
deplorable.
Donald Trump supporters are not a basket of anything. They are Americans, and they deserve the respect.
We can move hard and she cares.
Nominee for President of the United States.
Deplorable.
Donald Trump, I said,
I still want to know where those shirts came from yesterday.
Shh, be still.
And as he
We'll
said
get
this
you one.
weekend, we believe from our heart, even those who do not support us, even those who are critical of us or have strongly different views, have our respect because they are Americans, and we respect their right to their views, and it would be the highest honor of our life to serve them. Now, with regard to your question, I would tell you, I was asked yesterday, once again, a question that I continue to, for all the world, I have no idea why this man keeps coming up.
Don't make me ask again, David.
Donald Trump and I have denounced David Duke repeatedly. We have said that we do not want his support, and we do not want the support of people who think like him. And yesterday I was...
Don't cry, David.
Question that I repeated that again.
I broke.
No.
Shut up.
Just do that.
I'm not in the name calling business.
I'm in the repair.
My colleagues in the House of Representatives know that
Break it off.
I believe that civility
Be
is
still.
essential in a vibrant democracy, and it's just never been my practice. But I'm also not going to validate the language that Hillary Clinton used to describe the American people. I mean, look, millions of Americans know, and frankly, you all know, Hillary Clinton wasn't talking about that bad man. She was talking about people all across this country who are coming out in record numbers to stand by Donald Trump and to stand with him in his vision to make America great. So we'll call on her again to apologize and retract her comments.
Do you
the
see?
only thing she said so far, she was wrong about the math, I guess.
They're
She's sorry she said
everywhere.
half.
I mean,
The truth is
everywhere.
deeply insulting to sincere people all across this country.
Hey,
No
there's
we can do better.
I'm gonna stick it.
And we call on Hillary Clinton and her
I just fell on my
campaign
foot.
to fully retract
Oh, yes.
those offensive statements and apologize to the American or she should.
Is there?
Hey, I just got no way of friends.
But no matter, spray it or wherever it's coming from, spray it.
And people will do more.
Then wash it. Or will stop. Oh boy, you're on my last nerve. Go to your room. Be still.
And look, folks, there are two people on the ballot here. Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. Well, one of them is going to be president of the United States of America. And I would submit to you, this is all a distraction. I get it. I understand why Hillary Clinton and her campaign want to change the subject after that speech on Friday night. I mean, we all have recognized, you and the media have recognized, this was a catastrophic insult to the American people.
God dang it, we got Bill Murray calling us hoes.
This was a prepared speech.
Then our son, basket. Jingle. Oh, shut up.
I remember now. You opened that back up.
Well, I just heard about that this morning and wouldn't have the details to comment other than to say NCAA is based in Indianapolis. We have a great relationship.
I gotta drive and I'm even borderless. Oh my god.
Donald Trump and I simply believe in these decisions. At the state level, and where disputes arise, that they should be resolved in the courts.
Anyway, I shall. Maybe you can drive it for me. 4600. 4600. 4600 Hardy. Southeast Portland. How you doing? Caught in between equipment. You know, I'm having a lot of difficulty. I got the form all completed, you know, the basic data. Did you get a calendar? Ay, Dios mío. You're so full of sun. But the stench is some bullshit. Finally we get a book. Grace Harbor, a little late. America. You think, well, most of y'all do. Oh, I want to show you something. I wore this in the protest in Los Angeles. $10,000 a month. Where's your skull? Hang this up. Okay, well, I want you to hang it up, big boy. It's called therapy or something, but just hang it up. I went crazy, but everything's gonna be on hangers finally. I love it, don't you? They gave it to me for marching. Marching. I didn't tear up. I didn't throw a bottle. Hello, Secret Service. Ow! Or was that FBI? Or is that... Am I a porn? So, look. I have had pneumonia at work. Who hasn't? Working for these fucking bosses, who hasn't? But baby, it's known. Some of us are blessed to work for companies, corporations that care. But we still show up. It's not that she had pneumonia, it's that she didn't tell us. What we're gonna do to you, girl? What, pray? May she heal? What's wrong with you, bitch? You're kind of like a Madonna with a Cher. Oh, God, you're worse than Cher. Cher, bitch. You're vicious, Cher. What do you call me, bitch? I did you, bitch. And I say in the most profound. Girl, I didn't have your money. Not even your skill. But just your, God dang. For a moment in time. So if I show you crazy, girl. Give me some coffee over. I like this guy. He's truthful.
Profile nature which is alleged in press reports to potentially reside on the Jado device. It may be the target of a cyber attack from a multitude of
Or can I have some more coffee, please?
enemies or individuals. We believe such an event could place the unencrypted data itself at risk, as well as expose both data and Platte River systems to collateral damage. In its current state, and it goes on, the device and the data that is stored thereon, and it goes on, is more vulnerable to cyber attack than Datto believes is prudent under the circumstances. Mr. Thornton, given the vulnerabilities identified by Datto, are you aware of any hacks of PRN's systems?
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer and assert my Fifth Amendment constitutional.
You decline to answer waterboard the motherfucker.
I told you. It's only going to be a waste of time.
You decline. You motherfucker, we pay your... How's your ram? The children in... Shut the fuck up. In private school, you turn it like you. America. Everybody's mad. They're crazy. You know what I mean?
Like me, we just want to turn something different.
No, you gotta deal with it to understand it. Because there are too many people that don't give a fuck. You're doing okay. You had a barbecue. I had the children. School. Private school. Charter school. K-12. HTTPS:// Boy.
Who writes my check? The Clinton Foundation.
https://www.k12.com. Check out that better than school because you don't have to deal with the bullies. Let me explain something. Everyone blames the bully. Suffice.
So, yeah.
The bully is everyone who takes from someone else. I don't give a fuck if you're professional or unprofessional. I don't care if you're blue collar, white collar.
He said, take your worthless out ass on out here. Since you ain't gonna ask no
Let me
questions.
tell you something. It cannot be both ways. You claim transparency? Well, that don't come under. I refuse to answer. If you got nothing to hide, then you fucking. What is your answer? Mrs. Rodham Clinton, David, give me my coffee, please. Oh, I'm gonna cut down. Oh, you know what Orwell was doing? I love it. Excuse me. We cannot make fun in the middle here. Oh, the coffee. I'm busy.
We're going to Walmart. We're buying one of those surfboards. It's like a surfboard.
He was a boy.
A surfboard. A surfboard.
He's so cute.
Like a half a surfboard.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm gonna take it out in the water.
I gotta be careful. I'm not. We have
I want to ride one of those.
but I want to be able to laugh, to howl, and say,
We can go over there and I can ride one of those waves.
I'm sorry, Walt.
The waves.
Or
Why can't I ride?
anyway, I'm trying to
It's gonna be cold. How about a wetsuit?
America. It's integrity.
57-year-old surfer.
Yeah, 57-year-old surfer. Good. But we gotta get a wetsuit. Look, if we're gonna do the sport thing in the water before we leave, we got to at least rent a wetsuit. I'm about an 18, working down to a 14. Anyway, America, integrity. If we had fucking integrity, things like this, and it is a thing, well, you stole its humanity. You know, I tell everybody, and it's hard even for me. Revenge. Check out, you hurt me, now you should suffer now. Anyway, it's called the occult. Anyway, no, America. We don't celebrate the Hillary Rodham Clinton. It's not well. We admire that she can do like we can, work even when we're not well. But we do. We not only work one job, two jobs. And what's the fuck with the rents? You got a living wage in Montana? What's the minimum wage for Montana? I want to know. Where the fuck you get $1,500 a month? Much less $900. And I wanted to play with the stars. Oh my God.
We're gonna show up there driving a motorhome so that we don't have to worry about renting an apartment.
No.
Yeah.
Again, we already spoke of this, and I've done this many times. No, everybody does it. I drive, except in the cities. You drive like fucking maniacs, and you don't have driver's license. It's a Washington thing. You got the disease. It's like a Zika. You're born without an accountability. No, it's gonna be an adventure. We say we pigs. We take care of business. Look, I have no animosity. Yesterday we were driving toward Aberdeen, right still in the city limits. And Corporal Saunders stopped by and waved. I told her, what you want? And he said, no, he just laughed. And it was just like, It's silly. What do you call it, Orville? Ridiculous. Ridiculous. And as the day progresses, you ask any man. I'm not a doctor. I ride a broom. Anyway, do you like my spider? No, it's a weed. It's fine and good. But $18 fucking for a joint. Who the fuck? Washington. $18 for a joint. Alright, wait a minute. Give me my boots. We gotta take her to the ocean. In grace of God.